Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night. As I always say, welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. How you doing? How you feeling? It's a big day. We got a lot of important numbers coming out, or a important number coming out, followed by, that characterization and what's going on, what their plan is, and what I'm talking about, the FOMC meeting. An acronym I guarantee 99% of us paid little to zero attention to preceding this last year. So what are we going to do with it? How can we use this data and understand that the market is going to try to shake as many people out as possible? It's going to move in both directions. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. We went through a bunch of coins. We're going to go through a lot of charts today. We're going to be breaking down essentially, so stick with us here. We're going to be breaking down a lot of stuff today, and it's going to be, I don't know why my camera always does this. Let's see. 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Edit transition. Transform. Okay, close. I don't know why this does this. Hold on 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. It didn't save it. That's why. Give me 1 second. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff going on in the charts today. We're going to be breaking down a lot of coins. You can see some of the ones here on the left as I scroll down. I'm trying to fix the window here. Let's see, is it 300, 400? And then hold on 1 second. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell. I apologize. I switched a lot of stuff the other day and it's not saving. Let's see. There we go. Was it 550? 550. 550. Nope. Sorry about this. This is an error on my part from all of the Here we go. No. Sorry about that. Just errors here. That's gonna have to do for now. I don't know why this did this. This reverted back. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about a bunch of, we're not going to get through all of these, of course, but this is on my watch list. If you're curious the kind of things I'm looking at, we're going to be breaking down a lot of charts and stuff on a lot of coins here. So as I'm continuing to adjust this so it is correct, I want to say we've got to be prepared in both directions, and there's a lot of things characterizing what may happen in the charts over the next 24 hours. And there's huge potential and there's huge potential for loss and basically making emotional trades, but there's also huge potential for gains if you do have a good plan. If you do have a good plan, not in mind, but if you do have a good, let's see, boom, is that better? We do have a good plan. 65. That'll have to do. 565, 538. Okay, now boom. And I apologize about that, everybody. And so what are y'all's predictions? We have about a 90% rate of what it's going to be for Jerome Powell's decision. They're about 90. I'll have to look at it here in a second, but there's when last I checked, it was above 90% of the people that were trading this volatility, basically the likely FOMC meeting and what it was going to be in terms of the Fed decision rate for the interest rates, monetary policy. This is an important consideration. And this affects how much it costs to get money. Essentially, what we're looking at is it's essentially looking at what it costs when you're going to take a loan. A bank also has to pay a federal funds rate. And this is why you may not feel like it impacts you directly, but some of you might realize that maybe your credit card payments have a higher interest rate now because, or if you're taking out a loan, there's essentially this additional rate that is attached to that. So banks charge. It costs more to get money. Therefore, it creates a squeeze on the economy because then you end up getting, I don't know what's going on here. Exit. We're just going to leave that as is. Okay. Because it essentially creates a squeeze on the economy because then it costs more money to gain money. Okay, we had some issues there at the beginning. I apologize about that. With all that being said, How you doing? My name is Kellam. Welcome to the BitLab daily stream. Again, we're going to be breaking down a lot of stuff here. Now, before we get going, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ding that bell. And if you like these hoodies, these incredible hoodies that our Hit Merch team put together, you can go to hitmerch.com and there's all kind of stuff in there. There's also some cool BitLab. I can actually pull it up. There's actually some cool BitLab merch in there as well. All you need to do is search for BitLab, and we can see this right here. We can see this is a lot of the merch that we have. There's new hoodies in here. I'm actually not sure if the new, here's all the new hoodies. Mine is, the one I'm wearing is the black, the orange on black, which is the inverse of this. If you want to look for the BitLab stuff, just type in BitLab up here in the search bar, and you can see we've got some, I haven't even seen this yet. I'm going to have to bring this on stream. I love these long sleeve shirts with the BitLab Academy down the side. Now, before we really get going, you know what we got to do? And I haven't done this yet, so I'm showing you all. You got to come over to the BitLab Academy page, which is at Academy BitLab. Follow that page, hit that retweet button, hit that like button. Do all those three things. You are entered to win some great stuff here from BitLab Academy. We've given away $100. We've given away lifetime memberships to the Academy, to the courses. We've given away 3-month memberships, 1 month. It's always kind of a little bit of a coin toss as to what it is going to be that we're giving away. So it's always great stuff. All you got to do is also participate and sharing with your friends and family on your socials. Retweet this stuff. It helps let people know there's somewhere that they can go and not have somebody just talking over their head. We try to break down and bridge that gap from beginner to pro. So what are we talking about here today? First off, let's come over here to chat. I got to shout out all the homies here, everybody that's here from the start. I apologize about the beginning, but you know what? We are a family here, and sometimes there's some technical errors, you know, and I'm moving around from different studios so much. Sometimes you don't even know if I'm in the studio because I have a green screen. Right now, I am in the studio. But shout out to Learning, who is in here early today. Thank you for being the first one in here. Crimson Caravan Company. We got Alexandra G, my girl. Karen Swagger Harris, always in the house. Really appreciate you being here. Shake and Bake, and I helped. Shake and Bake, how you doing? Skyrod 17. Who else we got in here? Total Clinic Solutions. Ivan Lara Jimenez, unforgettable name. I always forget to say your name. Taz Goggs, Crypto Kid. I bet Crypto 420 is in here. I bet Blazing 2Js is in here. Yeah, you are. Donald Massey, Mike Volmer. Who else we got? King Peasant. Crypto JMP, how you doing? Mike Volmer, I'm not sure if I said your name already. Elliot Locke, Justin Eubanks, Jake Mueller. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Now, with the markets, let me go, now that I can focus, we have a little bit of the bottom camera thing is a little jacked up, but that's okay. We can work our way through it. Again, make sure you're following, retweeting, and hitting that like button. We're going to be drawing on Friday. I may or may not be doing a stream tomorrow. I have an appointment in the morning. I'm going to try and make it back for the stream, but either way, there's a big decision coming today, and we want to talk about how to make the most of it. And so we're not going to just be talking about Bitcoin today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things in the crypto market, a lot of coins. Again, make sure you come over here and follow me at Kellam. And then, of course, if you're watching over on the Hit Network stream, first off, shout out, if you have not checked out the Hit Network 24/7 stream, check that out. And make sure if you are there that you follow all these socials down here and check out bitlabacademy.com. It is right here. We are actually in process right now. It's going to be this week. I'm about 98% certain the new BitLab Academy page, which you can see right here. This is where you can still sign up for the newsletter. If you join before we, very soon, I'm talking like nearly imminently, join before you're going to be able to keep the lower prices for the life of your account. And we can see that this is a new BitLab page. We've got a lot of stuff here. The courses, a lot of stuff that's going to be in here, and of course also crypto beginners area. All these three are going to be all free access, so people can really have a good foundation. And of course, you can always check in here on the BitLab Academy YouTube page. So, what are we talking about today? We already talked about this stuff, but we want to just first off look at the macro. This is driving me crazy, everybody. Just give me 1 second. I will say, while I'm sorting this out, where is it at? I'm sorting out the camera here on the bottom, transform. While we're setting it up, where are you tuned in from? Are you a buyer or seller today? Are you waiting? Are you waiting for the direction to be picked? Let me know what you are doing. Let's see. Okay, this is, okay, camera, edit, transform. I don't know why that's doing that, but you know what? I bet it is filters. No, it's okay. This is just driving me crazy. Absolutely crazy. So are you a buyer or seller? I asked you that. But more so than that, are you, let's look at that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. 75, 65. Okay. Man, having issues today, guys. 5, 75. There we go. Okay. And my apologies, everybody. Now let's get back into this. So we want to look at the macro, get a good understanding. Again, this is a free website. Look into bitcoin.com. If you come to look into Bitcoin, you can just put your mouse here over the charts area and you can see there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot. This is all free charts. Now, these aren't going to be absolutely up to date. Like it won't be as of today or yesterday. These sometimes are 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week sometimes, delayed data, but it's okay. Macro analysis, you don't need to the day data, and you can get that if you go to glassnode.com or CryptoQuant. Looknode even has some up-to-date stuff as well. Looknode has a lot of free stuff, but this is a great place to start. And by the way, we have a whole on-chain data course in the new BitLab Academy. But the point is here, I just want you to take a look at this macro picture that we have, the macro picture of what's happening with Bitcoin. This rainbow price chart indicator. Essentially, if you're curious about what it is, scroll down here. All you got to do is dig a little deeper. No matter what project you're interested in, no matter what form of analysis, no matter what you need to learn or don't know, be ambitious. Show that you care. That's the number one rule of success. Show that you care. Now, being here on the stream shows that you care, meaning that you want to learn, you want to add to your own portfolio of knowledge, your own skill set. You know, from whether you're a beginner or a pro, there's always room to learn, and it starts with you being ambitious. So if you don't know what something is, Google it. Join BitLab Academy. Get things walked through on a focus level, topic by topic. The point is, be ambitious and be passionate about what it is you're trying to learn. Now, we've got 141 people in the room. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell. Let's get those likes up today. Maybe I'll do something special if we get over 200 likes today. Let's see what we can do. Now, I want to see this chat popping today. I want to see people asking questions. I want you to throw in coins you're interested in. I'm going to have some guests pop in as well. We'll see who shows up today. But it's going to be a fun stream. We want to look at this macro because before we look at the micro, we want to have a good understanding and give ourselves some reinforcement about where trend is, where it's at within that trend on the macro, so that when we do go to those midterm and smaller timeframes, we know where the underlying bias is of direction. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, again, I talk about this all the time. Again, come and follow me here at Kellam. I found 4 more fake accounts yesterday of this and of BitLab. I found some fake BitLab accounts. BitLab_Academy is not. It's not. Our account. Our account on Twitter is at Academy BitLab, just so you know, because at BitLab Academy was taken. So at Academy BitLab. Now with this, we want to know if we come down here to this this market cycle trading cheat sheet, which you can save, you can utilize this. We can have a macro trend in downtrend like this, but if we have a midterm uptrend like this, we know that the underlying bias is a downtrend. So we're going to be trying to identify when this reversal point is. Well, how can we do that? Well, one, we have this trend line here drawn, and picture this being price action, right? Say this was a macro top of Bitcoin, 69K. Push down, push up. Once we have the next reversal, this relief rally into reversal, The next time this creates a trend line, and then we know when we start getting up into this zone, we want to start looking for bearish divergences. We want to start looking for strength leaving as price action is still going up so that we can exit these positions if we did take this swing long here and take advantage of the downside, because we do have a downside bias. Now, where we're at in today's market is we've talked about this a lot, is that we have broken trend, and we are in the formation, we have formed a start of an uptrend. So the key is to identify what these levels are going to be, because the underlying bias right now is it's not here where it's very strong bullish bias, but we do have a little bit of an underlying, a medium sort of level underlying bullish bias. And we want to take advantage of that. And we need to look at all the signals and all the things in the charts that can give us that edge. What is an edge? An edge is when you utilize analysis and look to some slightly different things or in a slightly different lens than other market participants that can give you some leading insight, that can help you make a trade or take a trade or exit a trade before the majority of the market does. So you can be in the best position, because that is what we're looking for. That is how you define healthy profits over the course of a period of time, as having that edge in the market. Now, a lot of people use on-chain, but if you really look at it and characterize it in terms of how many people in the market, there's really not that many people that are utilizing on-chain in a productive manner. I've used this over the last week or two, looking at this right here. Now, for me, this is giving me a little bit of confidence in what we're talking about. What is this chart? Of course, this is on looknode.com. And what this chart is showing that long-term holders, aka people with stronger hands, their supply is increasing. That's why it's green, position change. Their supply is increasing at this dip. Look how strong this supply increase is on the long-term holders. This is the highest since all the way back right about this major bounce right here, okay? Now, we've looked at this before. If we zoom in on this, we can see they're actually, long-term holders were taking profits at these levels, taking advantage of, they may have bought this zone here, took some profits here, let it come back. They added a little bit, but there's a lot of profit taking here as well. And then there's some dynamic shift that we can see in the markets that now, although they took profits, now that we've dipped, now it's like, okay, long-term holders are kind of flooding in on this dip right here. And if we come over to the charts, this is a chart. And you notice every once in a while, my chart will be different because I go back through and I reanalyze and I look to what is there. I'm trying to do more, by the way, for all of you. I'm trying to do more to strip things out of the chart to provide you with a more clear picture of what's going on. And we can have, the crazy charts as well. We're not going to do this chart. Remember this chart I showed the other day? This is the crazy chart. I do not use this to trade. We're not going to be looking at this kind of stuff, but sometimes we keep building stuff and there ends up becoming so much on the chart that we'll use those as well, but I really want to strip things down so we can get just a general look at what the most important levels are. In this case, remember, we rebuilt this. We rebuilt this chart yesterday or the day before, and I went through, and seeing this parabola that's starting to develop here as well. Now, again, I want to point out with these sort of parabolas, and the way to get these is you come here to this 1, 2, 3, fourth one down, hit the little side arrow, come down to curve, and then you start 1 point. And then you do your end point, and then you can click in the middle and kind of adjust this. Now, because parabolas are adjustable, what do I mean by adjustable? Well, I mean that, like right here, I can change the bend of this. What we want to do with these parabolas is I could do it like this. Boom. What we want to do now, this could be anywhere, right? So what I want to do is I want to make sure that, there we go. I want to make sure that as many of these points hit, 1, 2, 3. Now this outside edge, it's analyst choice essentially. So you don't want to trade the bounce off of this or the immediate breakdown. What you want to do is all you're doing is giving yourself a general area of where this parabola might go. And so how do we inform where this parabola sort of support would be? Well, what I would do And what I'm doing is there's two sort of zones that we can look at here. One, we have this sort of descending triangle, meaning we have this sort of flat bottom right here, which is right about this 27,000. We'll call it 27,000 because it's kind of 26.9 up to 27.2 area, this sort of region. We could put a box there, but then the chart gets a little more muddy. So, but we have this descending triangle, but we also have this sort of ascending diagonal sort of previous resistance that's turned to support. Okay. Now this, because this fell out and has broken back within it, we have this sort of apex. I'm going to go to minimize this. We have this apex, meaning coming into the zone here. But because we broke down below this, and this line is shown as important because we broke below it and it acted as resistance here. And now we broke through it and it's acted as support. So what I think is like after today, what I think is likely is in order to determine where this parabola should be, you kind of want to put it towards the apex of the most prominent chart formation that we're in. And right now, you could argue that there's an apex forming right here, but because we broke out of this, I'm going to be a little bit conservative here and kind of put this kind of outside of this apex, but a little bit kind of straddling between the end of this chart formation and if we were to draw this fully out, about 70% of the 75-ish, 75% of the way through this larger chart formation that's right here. And so this may or may not get all the way over to touch this and go up, but it also may just break down from here, find support, and then break through it. But the point is, what we're seeing is chart structure. We're seeing low, higher low, and at this point, bullish would be testing this and going up. Bearish would be testing this and breaking down. We're just getting a general consensus of the chart formation. Now, the levels to watch, remember, we drew this all out yesterday, and because we have these horizontal boxes of support and resistance, I'm actually going to make this, I'm going to make this very blue. Now, we make this red because it's like, if we lose this level, that's a bottom. We'll leave that. We'll leave, what are we doing? We'll leave this red actually like that. Yeah. So the direct levels below us, Bitcoin, I'm getting some dings. Question from Crypto Pollo 1, BitLab Academy. Hey, Kelly, I'm thinking about HBAR, but I have trouble getting entry levels. Any thoughts? Yes, we'll definitely be diving into HBAR. We're going to be covering a lot. Essentially, if you're thinking about what we're covering, I have some guests popping in too, so there's no telling what they're going to cover as well. But we got, I'm going to be trying to cover, we're talking about Bitcoin now, Ethereum, Cardano, Polygon, aka Matic, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, Chainlink, Cosmos, and then a smattering of some of these throughout here as well. So we're gonna be covering a lot. If there's one that you really, really want, don't spam it, but don't be putting it a bunch. But ask a meaningful question about it, like this gentleman did here, or this gentlewoman could be, and let me know. We got the mods here. If there's any super chats, we'll try to hit. If there's any specific coins, don't shill a project. But if there's a coin you're interested in and you really want to get hit, super chats, I'll always highlight that. So in terms of Bitcoin, the key levels I'm watching, if we lose this level here, next level down, the $25,000 level. Now, this is a level that almost everybody is watching. So are we going to get the thing that everybody's looking at? That rarely is the case, but it is an important level on the chart. So because we have volatility coming in today, because we have the FOMC meeting, yesterday and today, the announcement about 2 p.m., which is about 4 hours from now, and then the press conference shortly thereafter, price action is likely going to test the resolve of both the bulls and the bears. We may get depending on some of the news media and the speculation that drives into it, we could have a push up to set up for shorts. So preceding the FOMC meeting, you need to be aware that because we start getting a push up, you might think, oh, it's going to break out. I want to catch it. I want to front run it. And this is for all, not just Bitcoin. This is for all the coins. Okay. What you need to pay attention to is the fact that if this pushes up, let's go down to like a 24-minute chart. If this starts pushing up right here, so this would be right about here, option V. This gives us a option V, or Alt V on PC gives you a vertical line. And look how well this is respecting this area right here. This is really just a general region, and it's kind of hovering right here. We have this bearish structure, but the decision from the Fed could negate this, and we could see an explosion to the upside. But we very well, because we get price action. Let me come down here to this. Boom. Because we get price action pushing up into the FOMC meeting, don't jump in because we're getting green candles. Jump in because maybe it's part of your strategy. And being the fact that we pull down here to this level right here, see these previous highs, previous low region, we can see, oh, shout out Bernie. I think this is the first super chat of the day. I haven't been looking at the screen. Okay, yeah, first super chat of the day. Thank you so much, Bernie. Thoughts on Jasmine and CGPT, please. We will dive into that. Matt C., my boy in the house, $49 super chat. Thank you so much. Love this amazing community. I love you, brother. And I hope you make it to Bitcoin Miami. Who's going to Bitcoin Miami? Let me know. Put a 1. I am going to organize a meetup for sure. I think I will be getting there on about this. I haven't decided, either the 17th or the 18th. Let me know, by the way, if you are going, what date you're getting there, because if there's enough of you there, maybe we'll do a live stream with you all involved in the live stream. We can do some live stuff, some live coaching, some live breaking down, some interaction. If some of you all are going to be there before the 19th, let me know. We can organize around that. But then, of course, even if you're there after that, maybe we can do stuff. But let me know the date and if you are going. We got 229 people in the house, only 102 likes. What are you doing? We're giving you this free content. Hit that like button, join our community, subscribe. And if you haven't yet, if you piled in a few minutes ago, make sure you come over to the BitLab Academy, which is at Academy BitLab. This tweet right here, I'm putting it in. Go and follow BitLab Academy, retweet, and hit the like button. You're going to be entered to win some great content, some great access. We've given away $100 lifetime memberships to BitLab Academy. And for those of you that have not seen it yet, this is the new BitLab Academy page that is going to be launching, I believe, this weekend, with so many new courses, all free content here for anybody that wants to just get a basic understanding, and then we can break it down into trading fundamentals, psychology of trading, on-chain analysis, candles, candle patterns, indicators, trading strategies, and all this content is going to be growing over the next 2 years. We got over 100 lessons already to start with in the new BitLab Academy. So enough of that. I just want to let you guys know what's going on. Sign up for the BitLab Academy newsletter right here. You're going to get the updates as soon as they come out, as well as a weekly, starting again this week, weekly newsletter that has some charts, some setups, some discounts and giveaways. So sign up right here. You're going to be in the know before everybody else. I love you all. Now let's get back into these charts. What were we talking about? I don't even remember. Do not try to front run this because there's a green candle setting up, because a lot of times what happens is, you can see this right here. People feel like they missed this move. They get a pullback. I'm supposed to buy the dip. Oh, I'm scared. So then they buy right here or right here because they don't want to miss this move right here. Well, that's not a strategy. You don't buy something because you don't want to miss a move. You buy something, or you take a position, I should say, because it's a part of your strategy and you understand what the confluence is between the multiple indicators, price levels, price actions, like all the things that are within your strategy. And we talk about a number of different things here on the stream. You don't want to front run this on a day like today specifically, because this could be what happened there? This push up right here could be a setup for a smarter money to be taken advantage. Like, okay, this could happen like this, and then just flash crash down, and then actually resolve to the upside. My mouse always goes crooked when I draw. I watch other analysts and they're drawing stuff. They have these pretty lines. Look at that. I did a pretty line. Hey, hit that like for the pretty line. Point being is, you see this? This is a setup for shorts for further downside. This very well could be that. But on a day like today, when you have an FOMC meeting, that if they do a 25 basis point hike, that's already priced into the markets. But then if they come out and say, we're going to do 4 more rate hikes, that's going to cause bearish pressure on the markets. If they do a 50 basis point hike today and shock everybody, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you have to take all things into consideration. If they do a 50 basis point hike and the markets have a huge dip, and then 30 minutes later, they come out and say, this was our last hike, then that actually would probably take pressure off the market. So it'd be a large sell-off into a large opportunity for upside price action. So you need to have targets both upside and downside, and if you take an entry, for instance, this right here is forming a W. If this does start pushing up, you could potentially take a trade, sure, with a very tight stop loss right about, let's see, let's go ahead and come here. Golly, I hate this dang paintbrush. I hate it. So you could take this, if this were to do that, you could take this trade on that pattern formation, this W breakout, but you would want to have a very tight stop loss and you have to be okay, by the way, with that stop loss getting hit, because we are going to see volatility in both directions. Now, the levels that we're looking at for today, let's go to the 4-hour chart. What we want to do is we want to look for 4-hour chart closures. If this does start pushing down very quickly, it doesn't mean you sell out of your position, because that wasn't part of your strategy. You should already have stop losses in place based on the strategy you had going into today. But if this price does swing, you need to be okay with that. I have all my positions in right now. My positions for most of all the coins that I have right now, all my positions are from quite a bit lower. So what I'm doing on the volatility is I'm taking advantage of that volatility and buying the dip if the dip is right, if the conditions for the dip are right. What do I mean by that? Well, first off, we talk about having confluence on multiple indicators and on multiple data points. And so for me, the conditions would be, if we get a sell-off into this zone right here, this is 27,800. So it's about a $400 dip. If I dip, you dip, we dip. If the FOMC makes it dip, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. So if this were to come down very sharply and you're looking at a 4-hour candle, this is coming down very sharply and you're like, okay, is it going to break this level, which is a support level that we are aware of? What we do is we look at our momentum indicators and we can see the MACD is rolling over. How do I know it's rolling over without zooming it in like this to really see it? I could tell just by looking at the dark green and then the light green candle right here. You see that? When this shifts, that means it is starting to contract. You see this? It's expanding as dark green, contracting as lighter green. What does that mean? Expanding and contracting? The distance between these two lines, the moving averages, moving average convergence, divergence. That's what the MACD is. And you can see that the momentum is starting to roll over. And so this is signifying, and we can see this also playing out in price action. Price action is below all 4 moving averages right here. So this is inherently bearish. But again, today we have to look at what's going to happen and how the market is going to move, and then zoom in to higher resolution, meaning a smaller time frame chart to understand what's happening. On the 4-hour chart, we have plenty of room to the downside. Now, as it stands right now, look at this. The stochastics are above, they're right about the 50 line. Now, if this were to come down a bit and bounce, that would be incredibly bullish. On the 4-hour, looking at this looks bearish. This is a bearish sort of formation just on this sort of lower highs structure and now below the moving averages. And momentum indicators rolling over. Look at this. RSI broke down below the 50 line. This is on the 4-hour and came up and tested it and is now aiming down. So let's get better resolution. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, now we can see this M formation. On the 4-hour chart, you could kind of see it, but it was just choppy. On the 1-hour, similar to the W formation that we're pointing out, an M pattern is a local top formation. You have an attempt for the bulls, fails by the bears. You have another attempt from the bulls. This time it's a little bit lower, fail by the bears. This indicates likely further downside. In addition to that, you have your neckline there that this broke through. So these are all things that are important to understand if you're trying to navigate the market. And I want you to really take it upon yourself to dive deeper in, no matter how much you think you know. And I do the same thing. No matter how much we think we know about understanding how to read charts because you learned a bull flag or because you bought an indicator, the best thing you can do is understand, really dive into understanding and gain more knowledge on understanding what's happening. I'm going to say understand one more time and I'm going to punch myself in the cheek. Gain the insights that you need to know about what price action is doing, and be comfortable with looking at a chart with nothing on it, just like this. If we look at this chart with nothing on it and all I'm seeing is price action, I can tell by price action alone that the momentum is to the downside. Why? Because we have highs and lower highs. And even with this bullish attempt to try to have the retrace, we had 2 attempts and they were weaker, consecutively weaker. So this is indicating downside price action. But then understanding the price action, then you take it one step further. What's the context? Well, this is a bearish context. Sorry, this is bearish price action, but the context of today is going to be disregarding, could very well disregard this price action, because if we get very positive news coming out of the FOMC meeting, then the markets are going to have strong movements to the upside, okay? Now, before that, we are going to get that shakeout. So what I was saying is on the 4-hour, we can see this is likely coming down. So if this does fall very quickly into that FOMC meeting, into this level of support, we come down to the 1-hour, divided by 4, come down to the 1-hour, and you can see if you're getting a candle closure, and then especially because as we get into those final, I would say, hour going into the FOMC meeting and the 30-minute window after, you can divide this down to 15 minutes, and you can see, is it just red candles coming down that are increasing in size, or is there a large red candle that comes down and then is eaten up by the bulls, giving you a large wick? Let me see if I can find one on here. We can see it better on a 4-hour. You're going to see this on the 15-minute. You see this right here? This large push down. If I double click on the, God dang it. We can see right here on this large push down. Come on, double click. There we go. This large push down, we have this bearish attempt right here. We want to see this today. This is what we want to see for bullish price action. We want to see them try and shake us out and fill that liquidity at these lower price levels, which would be in this zone right here. Fill that liquidity, hit some stops, maybe even break this line, but we want to see it eaten up very quickly on a 15-minute candle. 15 or 30-minute candle. We want to see the largest candle, maybe our candle. We want to see this push down, and we don't, all of you, I don't want you to get eaten alive by this gets down to this level and moves very quickly on a 15-minute chart. And if that 15-minute candle closes below this and another one has more momentum, then you know it's breaking lower. But what's going to happen is this is likely going to have some volatility, test this sort of region here, and on a 15-minute candle, if this breaks down and you see the bulls really eat this back up, especially if it's eaten all the way back up above this line, above this region, then you know it's a fake out. So with that said, we're going to look at a bunch of other coins here. So one of the things I want to look at is we got to look first at what's going on into the FOMC meeting with the traditional markets. So of course we want to look at, let's go ahead and remove this. We want to look at what's going on with the dollar index. Okay, we've got these two sort of lines that they kind of converged here, 2 different points. And what we can see here, if we press Option and click on the chart, we can make it larger. If you're on PC, it's Alt and click on the chart. If you have the multi-chart setup like this, you can also press Alt Enter or Option Enter. Easy hacks to navigate the markets. So we can see this is kind of what I'm worried about here is this right here. You see this? What am I seeing? What is that formation? Well, what that formation is we have strong bearish momentum or decrease in price action or decrease in value that we see on the dollar index. Now, dollar index has a very strong, it's not 100%, but very strong correlation with when it's up, this is risk off. When it's down, it's risk on, okay? So what we want to see here now for markets to really have strong movement is we want to see this breakdown, okay? Now, what I'm seeing right here, though, is a decrease in the downward momentum, which is essentially a rounding bottom starting to form here. Now, if this starts to push up like this, we also would have basically a W formation, double bottom. This could spell very troubling situation for the risk on narrative, meaning the Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, so we don't really want this to find support back above this line. If this retests it again and comes down, fine, but we want to see this break down. So we got to keep an eye on this. And there's a pretty strong gap between here and this level right here, and then down to these levels. And this, this would be a huge impact on the markets if it went from this 101 down to this 90, 97, 96, 97 level. So we got to pay attention to this. Now, coming back over to the charts, look at this. Everything is kind of waiting, contingent, waiting on the FOMC meeting. fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside, because this is a bearish structure. This a rising wedge. This should have broken to the downside. It did fake people out. Now it actually broke to the downside, and now it's coming back up right on this trend line that we've had from all the way back here. Okay, and we're waiting on the news. The markets are they're pricing in a very large amount of uncertainty. They're waiting on that. Now it's a similar thing with Dow Jones. Got a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders here, which is actually bullish. Now let's go ahead and look over at our alts. Let's look at what's going on here. First, let's start with Ethereum. Who holds Ethereum? Let me know in the chat, or let me know in the comments down below if you hold Ethereum. If you do hold Ethereum or Bitcoin, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If we get over 200 likes before about 11, I will I'll do a giveaway as soon as we hit that 200 mark. Boom, boom. What are we doing? Ethereum. By the way, if you have not yet, you see how I have these set up. I want you all to know, if you're watching anywhere else, if you're watching this clip somewhere else, if you're watching on the 24/7 stream or whatever, make sure that you do come over to the BitLab Academy page, which is youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. Follow us. We're at 6,700 in only about 3 months. Come over to playlist. Come down to the Daily Alpha, view full playlist, and come watch this Pro Trading View guide. Also, highly recommend watch this Bitcoin check. Banks collapse. This has got a great macro overview of a lot of things and some really great strategies from an awesome analyst named Jordan Lindsay. Both of these are absolute must watches. It doesn't matter what's going on in the market today. These will give you a lot of vision into the future about what's happening. And also the Pro Trading View guide, really good tips and tricks about how to really dominate your setting up your trading view. So now we are looking at Ethereum. So let's get over to Ethereum. Where's my ETH? Oh, there it is. Okay, now zoom out. Got to zoom out to zoom in. Now, oh, guys and gals and everybody, we've got so many. I'm so excited. I am so excited about the updates that we have coming to the BitLab trading stack, the relative extrema, the market intelligence, some small adjustments on hidden volume. I mean, it accelerates it it makes it 100 times easier to use. And not that it needed to be, but it's like quick visual reference of exactly what's happening. And the signals are so clear on it that I cannot wait to share this. It's going to be in the next, literally, it's going to be within this week as well. And what I'm talking about for anybody that might be new here is basically the market intelligence here that you can see this reads, let me double click on this. This reads all kinds of different divergences. We can see on balance volume, Chaikin money flow, relative strength index, stochastics, momentum, MACD, histogram, money flow, as well as showing high and low pivots. You can see these high and low pivots, but you can also see these paired when you get these bearish divergences showing you the strength isn't there. Price is likely not going to sustain at this level and move down. Bullish divergences, price is likely not going to sustain coming down. It's likely going to bounce. You pair this with the various stuff like the relative extrema, which we have all these updates coming to it might be in the next 24 hours as well. You pair these divergences and low pivots with this blue wave down here on the BitLab significant movement showing things are undervalued. This shows the move down is very unhealthy. There's bullish pressure here. You see there's lack of conviction for the bears with this bullish divergence. Clear signal right here for a long, okay? Now we get over here, we get the bearish pressure right here with the relative extremists ticking out of the top. We get bearish pressure, weakness right here where we've got the price pushing up, but none of the support from the movements to keep that up. So you have that clear signal coming down. We've got so many updates coming to this. You haven't seen them yet, but I'm going to make you pause right there. What's up, my Drucifer?
Yo, you want to come on?
Do I want to come on the live stream for BitBoy Crypto at 11:45? Yeah. Let's do it, sir. All right. Do you want to come say hi to everybody?
Yeah, sure.
We got a friend in the house.
Hello, everyone.
This is what's your @ symbol?
At Druth Crypto on Twitter, but yeah.
He is the man here at the Hit Network. He keeps everything running with all the BitBoy crypto stuff, as well as Basement, everything. So shout out to Drew for all the hard work.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Kelly.
Yes, sir. So 11:45. All right. Yeah. So sorry about that. Actually, you're welcome, everybody. So what we want to talk about now is we're going to be looking at Ethereum. I'm going to set this back to make it a lot cleaner. I only put all those flags up for you all. I trade with it like this. Actually, I turned the pivot points off. No, it's not it. Where is it? Show pivot points. And for anybody, if you do use these indicators, which you can find at bitlabacademy.com, bitlabacademy.com/indicators. I like mine either this 7 4 90, which are these settings, or 10 4 90. It could be 90 or 100. That doesn't have much of an impact. But the 7 is a big one, 7 or 10. And we can see right here, Ethereum. Okay, now let's do option T. Let's get our level here. Yeah, we've got this level right above us. B Team Crypto, looking forward to BitLab stack alert strategies. What up? What are we looking at? Okay, so we have this level right here, but also we got to look at, this is a stronger trend line right here because this has more touch points. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so this is going to, we're getting a lot of bullish pressure here. What do I mean by that? Well, actually, let me rephrase. Yeah, okay, we're getting some bullish pressure here as the price is moving down. We're seeing there's not a lot of conviction in the bears to come down. Shout out to B Team Crypto too. Thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate all the super chats because we are definitely been operating in the red for the last 3 months, and there's a lot of cost to doing this stuff. So I really do appreciate it. And I'm never going to ask anybody to super chat, but I will say anytime you do super chat, I will make every effort to make sure we definitely show appreciation, call you out, answer your questions, and all that sort of stuff. But I don't want to disincentivize anybody else from asking questions here in the chat. When you have good questions here, I'm trying to make a point to not necessarily do Q&A, which we can kind of add that if we want, but add more interactivity of you all engaging with me and me engaging back with you. And also, it'll take a little pressure off me because there's so much I cover in an hour and a half that it's nice to engage with what it is you all want. Diamond Lily said, I subscribe just so I could say, damn, Drew's hot. I'll let him know. I'll let him know for sure. So what we're seeing here, and thank you for the subscription, Diamond Lily. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that's here with us every day. We got 267 people in the house, 163 likes. Let's get those likes up. Ding that bell. Subscribe to the channel, man. We're growing quick because we're offering value. We're not just doing TA. We're telling you why, how, what, and when, okay? I'm not giving you the exact signal for what to buy and where to buy it. I'm showing you how I'm breaking down the charts for myself and where there are signals and what and why those are. This is bridging that gap from beginner to pro, giving you the hows and the whats and the who's, all right? Now, there is a little bit of a smaller term time frame. This is, why am I on the 2 hour? There's a bit of a smaller term time frame support here. So if we lose this and I want you to notice something. If we look at the 2 hour, you see this, these relative extrema bars ticking to the upside. This is showing, and by the way, my favorite update that's coming to the BitLab trading stack is the relative extrema update. It's so good. It makes it, because this ties in with the price action candle bars as well, with some other things that are really great. So what we can see here, this move up was exhausting itself before it started, meaning there wasn't a lot of support in it. Now, we did get the signal from the bullish divergence on the hidden volume, but it also showed it didn't have a lot of underlying support, so it was bearish pressure on the way up. Why does that happen? Well, there can be liquidations, meaning, these are forced buys. There could be just not a lot of orders on the books that are really driving price, but price action is still going up. There could be manipulation. There's a lot of different reasons why it could be. So you want to, this is my favorite part of this indicator stack because all of these things work together to give the best signal. But the relative extrema really allows you to see the health of the move within the move. So as this is moving up, you're like, okay, this is likely going to consolidate at some point. So we know that we had this trend line from before, and we can see that as this is pushing up, and we can also see it in the candle structure. So the candles are getting large candle, bullish engulfing candle into hanging man candle, which is typically a type of reversal candle, meaning the trend, this bullish momentum is getting slightly exhausted. Now, from a friend, what does this say? All right. This is slightly getting exhausted. This is similar to what we're talking about on the Dixie with the rounding bottom, which we're having right here on Ethereum. But right here on the smaller time frame, we're kind of getting the roundingness here, right? Meaning the loss of momentum. So we could see this already signaled by the relative extrema, showing this was going to likely consolidate. And then we get the 3 bearish divergences. Okay, and we have the neutral down here. So coming into the weakness that we have, the weakness is the one, right? The lack of strength in this move to the upside. It's unhealthy. That's the 2. And then we get the bearish divergences and the candle pattern structure that's suggesting a likely reversal. So that's the 3-4, meaning what do we want to see when we're doing any trade? We have to have a trading strategy. We want to have confluence, meaning agreement of probabilities in our favor for a move. So if this was coming to the upside, we're like, okay, we're in a down sort of structure right now. How do I know when to take a short or take profits if you did take this small scalp? Well, we had all the things we just counted. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, we could take that short. And then as it's coming down here, we can look, we can basically look into the future of what's going on, set our probabilities up coming into the FOMC meeting now in about 3 hours and 10 minutes. And we can say that this is bearish structure, but there's likely going to be a washout in both directions. On the 2 hour, look, this was very overheated, which is the red wave right here. And we also got the pullback. Now this is flipped gray, meaning these momentum indicators have cooled off a little bit, which you see how it flipped to gray right here. And this is also supported by having these large relative extrema bars to the downside. And this is right on support. So right as it comes down to support, there's not as much conviction from the bears. Does this mean this can't break through? Absolutely not. It means that there is underlying lack of bearish pressure while the price is moving down. So there's likely going to be some sort of bounce here. And we actually got that bounce, but it came right back into it. But we do have the blue wave here. So coming on the 4 hour, what I would be looking at going into the FOMC meeting, what am I trying to do? There we go. We have all this pressure on the 4 hour. And you notice if I come across the different time frames, the signals are different. And that's why it's important to look at different signals, because you can have on the daily, you see on the daily, this is neutral. We're getting a little bit of, this is indecision here. You see this bullish pressure, bearish pressure. Gesundheit. Bullish pressure. So, because everybody's waiting for this FOMC meeting. This is taking advantage of the volatility and the fear and the greed of traders, both directions. They're triggering everybody's emotionality. But we have this gray wave that's very far down reset. We see this moving average, this red and yellow sort of moving average it's a moving average of many different, what do we call it? Momentum indicators. The generally about where they're at, and then when you get the swings and the averages pushing above or below that moving average, which is these waves, when you're above it, and the momentum indicators are on the very high side, very overvalued side, multiple, not just one moving momentum indicator, multiple momentum indicators. That's when you get the red wave, above average and in agreement with multiple indicators. You get the blue wave when things are very undervalued across multiple momentum indicators and above this moving average. So we're seeing indecision here, flipping back and forth. So this is on the daily. If we come down to the 4 hour, we're seeing here that this is coming into this EMA ribbon, and we're getting a lot of bearish pressure right here, downside bearish pressure, because this is not healthy move to the upside. And it's even not healthy as it's coming down. Look at that. So I'm trading same strategies when we were talking about same strategy I was talking about when we were talking about the Bitcoin breaking out one direction or another. We can look at the 4 hour and we can trade this breakdown, but I wouldn't trade immediately on the breakdown. I would be looking at the velocity especially if it's preceding the data coming out. I mean, you can take a quick trade, but you need to have a strategy in place. You could trade this breakdown, but I would trade it with a very tight stop loss. Maybe if you're trading on BitGet or Phoenix or Bybit or any of those exchanges that allow you to have a trailing stop loss, meaning the price breaks down, and as soon as you're in profit, then you can set it to, you know, if it backs off $30 or $100 in profit, then it automatically closes you out. So it's an automatic moving stop loss. That's what a trailing stop loss is. You can do that, or just be vigilant on the chart, because if this breaks down and it's an actually follow through, then that would be a great entry, and you could trade it minimally to there. But more likely, if we zoom out, more likely if this is breaking down, it probably would bounce here and then continue testing lower, giving you a hell of a trade. But the probability of that not having a washout wick, meaning, come on, let's go ahead and delete the, we could do it. Not having a washout wick, meaning coming down to the 1 hour, hit that auto. We got 300 people in the room, 175 likes. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. If we get them up to 250 today, I'll give a 3-month membership, both to the indicators and the courses. That's right. That's what we'll do. So what are we looking at? So if we get the washout wick, now remember, if we're really trading on the 4 hour, we can take our signal to actually pull the trigger on the 1 hour and maybe 24 minute for like very, very strong entries, you know, meaning that if the price action, this is what I think is going to happen. We're going to either get a washout like this or a fake out like this. Sorry. That was supposed to be opposite, or a fake out like this, where you're washing out liquidity in both directions, to the upside and the downside. So if you are going to take a trade, you need to be aware of that, and not because this reverses, then try to go long, and then this reverses, try to go short, because you're not going to be able to keep up with the market. That means you're going to be trading very emotionally. So I want y'all just to, when you don't know what's going to happen, take a step back, stretch your back like I do every day, midstream. Stretch it out. Oh, yeah. Take a deep breath. Look at something else. Watch a clip from The Office. Do something else for a moment. And then come back to the chart, okay? And look at it. Look at it on the 4 hour. And this is for today's trading. Look at it at the 4 hour, okay? We see there's a lot of bearish pressure. And we know that this may be negated by the FOMC meeting. But we also know that, as I talked about with Bitcoin, this very well could get pushed up leading into the FOMC meeting to set up higher prices. Look at this. This would be breaking this high right here as well if this pushed up to this region, only to get reversed, to get the highest price for the smart money and the institutional people to then short from higher prices. So you've got to pay attention to what's going on. What I think is a safer trade is let this play out up into this region, test this, and then come out, trade the rejection off this level, and buy the bounce here as it's coming back up somewhere about right here. That's the move I would do for the more conservative. That, you know what? Let me apologize to you all, because what I just drew looked like some absolutely ancient archaeology hieroglyphics, and so I apologize for that. Let's draw that a bit more clearly. Coming up here. Maybe a pause, maybe a straight shot through, but then coming up to this level. Why? Because we have all these levels right here. You see these previous highs and this sort of longer term trend line that we have right above that. Having a little bit of rejection here, maybe down to a 618, maybe all the way down to this from this move, right? Let's do option F from this level to that. So that, oh, well, look at that. The 618, it's definitely, if this goes up to here, it's almost definitely coming back to the 618, because this is a strong level of confluence. That means it's a strong level that market makers, institutions, smart money could get the price back to and have confidence it will hold if they're trying to bring it back just to get better prices to buy, because you have the golden pocket right here at this trend line as well. It's a perfect confluent point right here. You know what I'm talking about. So price breaking out up here, rejecting off this, coming down somewhere. Golly, there we go. Coming down somewhere in this region. Let's move this back to where it was. Yeah. Price action coming back into this region right here. So breaking up to 1920-ish, and then pulling down back to the 1880 region in here would be a hell of a good buy. Excuse me, a hell of a good buy. Aggressive would be buying that. A little more conservative would be buying about around the 382 level, and the safest would be buying this level right here when you're breaking past this high. Okay, that is the strategy for the breakout to the upside. The breakout to the downside, where I wish it would always go off the paintbrush. All right, so breaking to the downside would be a push down here, a little bit of a retrace of that volatility, and then re-breaking this low right here. You see this pull down and this low coming to the downside. That's what I'd be looking at for Ethereum. Now, we've talked about Ethereum. We talked about Bitcoin. Let's run through a bunch of these. I wonder if there's supposed to be they might have got wrapped up. Everybody at this office is doing 42 things all the time. So what we're going to be looking at is what's going on. Let's go ahead and reload this. This is back. Let's go ahead and let's change this. This is all the way back from when I was running the Club DeFi stuff for the Crypto Jeb team. BitLab watch list. Go. Just so you know, on a CoinMarketCap, when you're scrolling through, let's turn off the watch list. When you're scrolling through, when you're scrolling through CoinMarketCap, you see how there's these stars? Just like with TradingView, if you put stuff starred, you get it on a watch list, then you can cut out all the other stuff you don't want to see. But hold on a second. We got, where we at? We got 205. All right. Oh, you know what? We're just getting in some altcoin TA. So I got somebody that's going to hop in with you here. But as I was saying, go through CoinMarketCap, hit those stars. You can cut out all the noise and look at what you want to look at. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do a magic trick right now. Everybody, I'm going to do a magic trick. So you see me, I'm going to get a makeover. I'm going to make myself look a lot better. Now, you can hop on in here, brother. You don't need to hear anything.
All right.
Let me pull up the charts.
Hey, what's popping?
Who is it? Bang, bang, bang.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody who woke up this morning to learn a little bit something new about crypto today. How many people are in here right now?
285.
285 people woke up this morning and said, you know what? I want to learn something about crypto. I want to learn one little thing I can use to better myself, to better my life, to take me from point A to point B. Shout out to you if you woke up this morning and wanted to learn about crypto. You picked a great person to learn it from. Kelly's a good friend of mine. I mean, I think I'm a little bit better at TA, but I'm just kidding. Okay, but what's up? So I'm constantly fighting the charts, constantly looking around. Kelly's chart setup is much different than mine. Can I just pull one? I just want one big one.
Yeah, so click on it.
Okay.
Press.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right.
You can do anything you want.
So awesome. Perfect. Shout out to everybody in the chat saying what's up to me. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. So Kelly told me, hey man, I need two altcoin charts. I need 2 altcoin charts. But guess what? I brought you 4. That's what I do. That's, I set an expectation. You exceed the expectation. The first chart I'm going to show you that I've been checking. I'm not giving exact positions. I mean, I could possibly give exact positions, but these are the 4 charts that I've been watching for my everyday trade. This first chart has been the easiest chart to day trade since Phantom in 2021 is Cartesi. All right. So this chart popped up from the beginning of April, 135%. Okay. And so I need a visible range volume profile.
If you hit click 3.
Okay. Perfect. So awesome. So wow, your setup's so much different than mine, but it's cool. So this is very interesting. So as you can see here, Cartesi popped up 135%. We had a double top situation right here. It came down. That's okay. All right. So now it's kind of looking to try to sort of finding a floor. On my chart setup, I run the Lux Algo order blocks, and all of the over 90% of the order blocks are well above the current price point, which is also sort of like a version of using volume. As you can see, the visible range volume profile is it is about 7.5% above the current price point. So what we're looking for here is that this is coming down, and we're looking to eventually kind of break out of that little channel that it's in. As you can see right here, we got a low and a lower low, and here it's high, higher, high, which is a good case of bullish divergence right here on the 4-hour chart. So we're kind of looking for this thing to pop up at least back to where the volume sits. Let me look at the hidden volume and see what that's saying here.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got you. Can't see it. There we go. Yeah, same thing with the hidden volume right here. We have it's low, 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 and this here is coming up, up, up. So I'm not saying, go long right this second or anything like that. Obviously, we have a lot of news today with the FOMC meeting, interest hikes, XYZ. I know a lot of people are saying it's going to be, 25 basis points, but every time I kind of feel like every time everyone agrees on something, the exact opposite happens. So until that comes out and is officially 25 basis points, I don't believe anything. So I'm waiting to see. A lot of people avoid trading FOMC meetings this kind of days like the plague, but I actually kind of like to use the volatility to my advantage. Basically what I do is I pick a side. Is it going up or is it going down? And if I think it's going up, I'm going to set a super tight stop loss so I lose less than 4 or 5% on the trade if I'm wrong. And then I'll set a take profit like 5 or 6% above where I am, because then if there's a whipsaw pattern and I'm right, I will hit my take profit before it shoots back down the other direction. And a whipsaw is when it either comes real fast up and real fast down, or real fast down and real fast up. So whipsaw patterns are super common on days like today with interest rates and stuff like that.
Where'd you learn that word?
Kellam from BitLab Academy. I actually learned the word and then I forgot the word, and I texted him. I was like, what is that damn formation called? I was looking at it and I didn't remember what it was called. So whipsaw, super big. So Cartesi, and also one more thing before I bail on Cartesi. Cartesi is one of those coins, even if you go into like the hour chart, that say if like Bitcoin or whatever trades inside of like a 5% range. Look at this kind of, Frankie and I called this the microphone pattern, how it came up and then it kept getting bigger every time it went up and down. But just from right here to right there is a 9% gap. And if you're trading with leverage, if you're trading with 5x leverage, that's a 45% trade from there to there. And I nailed a lot of these trades on Cartesi going up and going back down, because if you're kind of going off the lows, all right, there's the floor going up, there's the high going down. It was like clockwork. Cartesi has been a very, very amazing, easy chart to trade lately. Super bullish on Cartesi. Yep, Kelly is currently drawing the microphone pattern, as Frank and I like to call it. So, all right, there's Cartesi. That's my first pick. The next coin I'm going to cover really fast is
somebody was asking about HBAR.
Is HBAR. So if you have not seen the price prediction department video I did over the weekend on BitBoy Crypto, I did a super intellectual breakdown on an HBAR price prediction. If you haven't checked that out, please check that out. That video did super well. I was so excited. Like shout out to all HBAR family, the HBAR Barians, shout out to the Dead Pixel Ghost Club. HBAR it's impossible to not keep your eye on HBAR right now. Like there are coins in my mind, there are coins that have great communities and coins that would do anything to have a community. Thank God HBAR is on the side that has one of the most contagious communities in all of crypto. And I like to start there. A coin with a great community is always the first thing I'm looking for. So let's kind of check out where HBAR is right now. So as you can see, HBAR has been well below 6 cents for a while here, for kind of looking at a real zoomed out bit here. But what's up?
Was my pick on Crucial Crypto.
Was it?
Yeah, and I called that out. I was like, if it drops into the 5.6 or below 5.5 range,
Yep.
I'll be stacking up.
Exactly. And look at where we are right here. Like this coin is literally it's right. Like eventually it is kind of finding this floor right down here. And trust me, unless Bitcoin completely gets obliterated, this coin is not going to be down this far for long. Even if it comes down here and like kind of finds a way to be in the, the 5.5 or below, I would see that happening, but I don't see this coin sitting down here for too long. Not at all. And also even with the visible range volume profile, if we just ran from here to here, we're looking at an 8% to where the juice of the volume is. Also, I saw something on the 1 hour on my setup, but I don't know if I will see it here. Let me pull I want to see where the fixed range volume profile is from here to say here. All right, that's a little bit lower, but even if, yeah, so that's still 4% to the top of the fixed, to the middle of the fixed range, the point of control. So basically, the setup I was looking at with HBAR had more to do with order block. That's what I'm remembering here. But my point here is that even though it has put in a lower low, I'm not saying like go ahead and trade this coin right now or something, but this coin is 100% one to watch because it likes to trade between 6 and 7 cents, and it's in the 5s right now. So give it time, and eventually HBAR will turn around and pop up here, you know, to the 6 cent range. It's an easy trade once you can figure out where it turned around. Start looking for higher highs on lower time frames. Like if we went to the 15-minute chart, like, you know, it's still on its way down. Check the 5-minute chart. Still on its way down. So what we're looking for with this chart is we're looking for it to eventually find its spot and then eventually put in those higher highs. And yeah, I was watching something yesterday. Even if you watch a 2-minute time frame, there are so many coins that when they turn around, if you go long from the first higher high on a low time frame, 9 times out of 10 you're going to catch the bottom, and then you could always set a stop loss right below the last low, and you're going to lose 3% if you're wrong. So these are the kind of trades that lately with trading I've been realizing that if there's a trade and I want to go for it and I think I'm starting to see the change, I think I can catch the falling knife, I will go for the trade and just set a really tight stop loss, because if I'm wrong, guess what? I'm wrong, but I mitigated that risk. I'm not going to take a 20% dent. If I'm right about something, I'm either really going to be right and it's going to run up, or I'm going to take a 3% gain loss. But what's your 3% loss when you're looking at 100% gain or a 30% gain or whatever? You have to be willing to roll the dice and be willing to mitigate that risk. All right, so HBAR, the next coin I wanted to show real fast, I will run through these quick, is Render. Boom, boom, boom. Render has been,
what is Render?
What it has, it's I know this, but I'm blanking because you put me on the spot.
Oh, decentralized graphic processing.
Yes, graphic processing, exactly. Don't they have with gaming, right? Yeah. Yes. I remember. So to be honest with you, there are a lot of coins that, like, if I'm trying to long-term invest in, that I will know all the bells and whistles about. But when there's a coin and there's a chart that's just really hype right now, you don't always have to like know everything about the coin if it's a chart worth trading. And like stuff like this, I just know that this chart has been ripping. I don't necessarily know everything about the coin. So here's the thing. It is always good to know the most you can, but sometimes when a chart's on fire, you don't have time to learn everything about it when it's ripping. So if we kind of look from the beginning of April, just go from April, March 31st to now, looking at a 75% gain. It went up 114% since the start of April. And if you look at just the overall direction of this chart, as you can see, this chart it's going up the hill. A lot of charts right now are not going up the hill at all. So here's like a kind of little channel that Render is trading in. It very well could, bounce off this channel and continue up to that channel and trade inside this channel. And we're going to assume that it's going to trade inside the channel until it doesn't anymore. And then basically you want to set alarms for yourself right outside the channel. So if it breaks out of the channel, your phone sends you a text, sends you an email, so you know which way to go with the trade. So basically this is just the coin I'm looking at that's in a solid uptrend. A lot of the volume is underneath of it, but we would also have to, this chart would have to break down out of this channel to get to where the volume is. And there's a short idea. So a lot of times, really fast, let me erase that last one. So you want to be careful with this, because a lot of times a coin like this will come down out of the channel and you think, oh, it's time to short. It broke out of the channel, and it'll trick you out like that. So once again, that's why I'm setting my stop loss there, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I still mitigate that loss. So basically my lesson here is that you can be a really successful trader and still you can get 9 trades wrong. But if you get 1 trade right, that's really right, you're going to make more money, way more money than you lost, because you're mitigating that risk. That is the most important lesson that I could teach a trader, especially someone who's trying to find their feet, trying to become a plus EV trader like Kelly and myself. So here we go. AGIX Singularity Net. This coin looks like the exact opposite of Render because it's in a downtrend. This coin is just in a big old going down the hill. Okay. I'm just like kind of loosely drawing a channel here. Okay. So basically, just like how Render is going up in its channel, we're going to assume that this coin is going to trade in its channel until it doesn't anymore. So even because it's in this channel, I actually earlier in the month, this trade right here, I caught this trade because it went on. It was a low and then a higher low. And then right there for the top of that channel, that's an 18% gap. I only caught 7% of the gap, but your money's made in the middle, right? But I had 3x leverage on that one. So about 21% on that win right there. So you can still catch longs in downtrends depending on like how wide it is, what coin it is, because like these coins, if Bitcoin trades in, you know, a 5% range, like where's the camera? If trades like in a 5% range, these coins trade in like a 12, 18% range. So you have to really keep that in mind when you're trading these coins. So yeah, so basically back to this chart here. So this is the channel that it's currently in right now. But if you kind of look at, this was the last low right here, and we are approaching that low. In fact, we're kind of setting right on its lap. So keep an eye, keep a close eye, even on smaller time frames. Let's even look at like the 30-minute chart. Keep an eye on what this coin does if it goes below that low, or if it finds the floor there and turns around off of that previous low. Once again, if we come back out to the 4-hour, that low was established, you know, back in March 11th. So keep a close eye on if AGIX Singularity Net decides to turn around here or breaks out of it. This is a level I'm looking at for this coin. So there you go. Cartesi, keep an eye on it. HBAR, keep an eye on it. Render, keep an eye on it. AGIX Singularity Net, keep an eye on it. There you go. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. I am on a hell path to 10K on Twitter right now. I'm at 9,700. I just want to get there, Kelly. I just want to get there. So, but honestly, I'm just a humble member of the team. If you don't follow me, that's fine, but definitely stick around for BitLab Academy. Check out Frankie Candles. Check out Around the Blockchain. Everybody else, we're all a team. We're all family. It's all good to me. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.
Bam.
Not a problem, dude.
I appreciate
Glad
you.
to be here, man.
It's fun getting other voices here on the space, sharing with you guys. Throw a 1 in chat if you like AJ, you want him back. Let's get him back on a weekly basis, yeah? Throw a 1 in chat if you like what you heard there. I appreciate him coming on, sharing some secret sauce, sharing what he's looking at. Cartesi's been one of those that I've been wanting to get in for a while, and I hadn't even looked at the chart. So it's good to listen and watch other people sometime. We still got quite a bit of time left. Let's go ahead and let's keep it going. And just so you know, that's not the only 10K. That's just that's a portfolio that he started. I think he started at under 1,000, and he was basically taking a trade. You know, basically starting with the minimal portfolio and trying to just do with a small amount of capital, getting that, you know, accelerating and expanding that portfolio out of trading, not just DCAing. Now, some people are only going to DCA, and that's okay. Identify the best spots to enter. And, you know, when you want to, you know, do longer position trades, that's okay too. If that's the case, then you need to wait for more confirmed breakouts on bigger time frames. What he just shared with you is an excellent sort of exposition of why it's important to know what your time frame is and know what your strategy is. His strategy there was taking you know, smaller time frame swing trades and capitalizing on them. But in order to do that, you need to be tuned in with the charts and understanding what the patterns on the chart are, whether it's a channel or a wedge or channels, wedges, triangles, head and shoulders, cup and handles, where your key support and resistances are on larger time frames. So then on the smaller time frame, you can take advantage of those. So let's keep this going. We're going to go back over to this chart right here. By the way, if you haven't yet, we got 284 people, 230 likes. We're only 20 likes away from me giving 3 months free to the indicators and to the courses. So let's go ahead and get that in. All you got to do to be entered to win is come over to BitLab Academy, follow the channel, which is @Academy BitLab, retweet and hit that heart button here, and we will be drawing on Friday the winners of that. And actually, you know what? Today we will pick from this specific one today. So if you are liking, following, and retweeting this one today, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to that 250 mark, and we'll draw from this specific one today. So you that are watching here today can take advantage of being entered to win. And I'm going to do another drawing again on Friday. So you'll also be entered to win twice. So let's go ahead and jump back into the charts. We are looking at Ethereum. Let's look at Cardano. Okay, this is not the chart I wanted to look at. Boom. Okay, there we go. So we know that we are, and remember the channels he was talking about? Look at this is a channel I was trading on. Let's come back over to 3. This is a channel I was trading on. Boom. Actually, let's turn this off. Let's go double click. Let's show only last divergence. Turn off pivot points. Let's make it clean, baby. All right. Why is that? Not sure why that's okay. It doesn't matter. Doesn't quite matter. All right, we can see this channel, boom, up channel, and there's a range. Once this broke down, we have a resistance level established, support level established. We don't know what the angle is going to be until we come up here and reverse. Once this reversed, we have 2 points, kind of a couple points, but 2 major points. So we can draw a line from here and project it out. And now these 2 points create a projection out. Now, as this comes down, this doesn't quite get there, but once this bounces, we have a higher low. That's exactly what he was talking about. We had the opportunity to take advantage of that to the upside, and we have the smaller, and then it continues up. We know that this is a likely reversal point. Could have taken that trade to the downside. If you didn't take it here, this push down came back up. We have a lower high. Great entry for a short. Come down. Now we have this established support level. Take the long to the upside. Now, you could have gotten out here, but you also could have known that we have push-ups with small pullbacks, taken the short here, where we're back at this level of, obvious resistance. And so this is broken down below that. Of course, this is Cardano. And we not only broke below that, but we have this other line that I had created from a long time ago. Let's come out to, that's a 1 hour chart. We see this line here, which is, I projected from these 2 lows here. And once we come up, this is a resistance, support. Now it's a support, and we've broken below this zone. We broke below this channel, found support on this, now broke below it and found resistance on this. You see, so we're getting clear signal here, and we're kind of trapped in this zone right here. And based on what happens today, similar to what he was just talking about, price action, if this does break, we have our next target right here, which is this low to this low right here, projected out. We have our target for if this drops below, we have a box, a range, basically right in this zone right here. Let's make this green. For me, that's a clear buy zone. That's not what I wanted to do. I just changed the text color. Boom, 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 boom. We got 245, only 5 more people left. Everybody, if you're watching this channel, we got 268 people in the house. Every one of you should hit that like button and come over and retweet this tweet. You're going to be entered to win. I'll draw as soon, right as we're wrapping up here in a few minutes. So everybody hit that like button, subscribe, join our channel, be a part of our family, get involved. If you haven't done it yet, let me know where you're tuned in from, what city and state or city and country. It's always fun to see where people are tuned in from. So we have this range right here. It's actually change the translucency. There we go. So now we have a box, we have a range. If this loses this level, I know I'm buying kind of at this zone here, the 36.7, 36.8, anywhere below 37 down to 36 is great buy. And then my stop loss would be, let's see, my stop loss would be basically the bottom side of this range. So my stop loss would be about 36.3 cents for Cardano. If this does push to the upside, watch for a small pause here at this level that we have right here. We got 260 likes. All right, we're going to be doing that giveaway. You still have time. You still have about 3-4 minutes. Come over here, like or follow BitLab Academy. Scroll down to the first tweet here. Retweet this tweet. Hit that like button. You're going to be entered to win. It's going to be 3 months of both the indicators and the new courses, basically membership to BitLab Academy, which is right here. sign up for this. Sign up for this email list. You're going to be getting weekly alpha chart setups, discounts. A lot of great stuff here, but you're also you're going to be able to, one, keep the lower price of BitLab for the life of your account, but also as soon as this rolls over to the new site, this is the new site here, you're basically going to get access to all of the new courses with over 100 new lessons. It's about 4 times as big as the current BitLab Academy, and we are launching this week. So Cardano, that's what I'm looking at. If this pushes up, we're going to get a little bit of resistance here, and if this does break this, we look at this gap. If this does break this, let's come over here to the measurement tool. If this comes up here and breaks this, that's a 13% gap just before we find true resistance, which is this projected sort of channel, previous support, now resistance. And if we take that, then the next real level of resistance is going to be this previous price action high, and this will kind of project out. This will kind of, if this were to come up here, it's going to be in this zone here, all the way up to 52 cents. I mean, so if this makes that move, that's a 41% move up to this level, 36 to 41%. Now, I don't want you to just ape in and buy this because this is a 52% move, because we've seen no confirmation of the move. You can be a bit patient. You can be a bit patient because we see we're testing. It's almost a double bottom. It's kind of like a double bottom here, but these are wicks. But we'll call it a double bottom if this were to bottom out and not, we likely will get some sort of washout to the downside. But then if this does break back, there we go. If this does break back up, then we have this neckline right here, which is kind of this region right here between this neckline breaking as well as this. So the trade for me is this breaking through with support, not this coming up and having weakness in the move, but coming up to the zone and then basically level, and there's any strength, I would be taking a trade with my stop loss being, let's see, my stop loss on this is a very clear trade. If this were to come up, you see the double bottom, this is a W pattern here. If this comes up to here and gets in this region, as soon as it starts breaking through here, I can take a trade confidently with the stop loss right at the previous high, right about right here, which is only, let's see, it's a very small percentage. It's only about a 1% stop loss on that. So you're protecting your trade immensely. We got 263 people in here. Now we have more likes than people. This is wonderful. I love you all. Let's actually not do it on this chart. Let's do it on, where's GRT? Let's do Matic, because I wanted to do Matic. Where is Matic? There it is. So looking at Matic, okay, clearly we've got this trend line right here. Clearly we have this trend line right here. Now this is, this is a little ugly, but if this were to break above this, boom, you have one target there, and then this is very, very local targets. So if this comes down here, tests this, goes a little lower, then comes back up and breaks out, this means that the bears have been tested and the bulls prevailed. So if this breaks down and comes back up and breaks this is a clear trade for a, let's see, first move up is, that's not really a move. We're on the 15-minute chart. I was like, man, you got to look at the time frames. We all make that mistake sometimes. Let me go ahead, delete that. Okay, so this is clear. I was like, a 0.6% move, that is not a trade. So Matic, let's come up here, boom, move this up. Now option T, we got a pretty clear W pattern here. If this breaks above this, if this breaks out from here, I'm looking at the next target up being roughly, come on, buddy. Our next target up is about 6%, and then all the way up to these previous lows, which is about a 10% move. But if this does break out, I will say that the bias has probably shifted back to a bullish sort of context. So we can take this trade with our, if this breaks out, our stop loss could be, if this tests down below here, then our stop loss would be right below this line. If this starts to roll over before the FOMC pushes up and has a small pullback, the trade is clear right here with your stop loss being below the close of, let's come down to a 4 hour. We got 30 minutes left in this 4 hour. So if this does push out, your stop loss would be below the close of this candle. Okay. And then the moves up, you could take some profits off the table, and then, move your stop loss up. And once this is retesting this zone right here, I'm actually going to move this up. this zone right here because there's a hole in the volume right here. Now we have a shelf of volume right here. So you can take some profit here on the pullback. You can add to your position and then move your stop loss up as it comes to retest this $17, $18 level. Now, who holds Matic in here? Let me know. Were you a holder before and it's sold and are looking for business? Let me know what you're doing with your coins. Now, everybody, I just want to say I love you all. Let me go ahead and do a random, what is it? Comment picker. Comment picker. Boom. Now I need to log in. I'm going to see you still right now. You got time to come over to the BitLab Academy page. Follow it, retweet, and hit that like button. I'm going to be drawing. I'm going to be pulling the names in here momentarily. So go and do that now. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, join our community. I just love you all. And trade patiently today. Revisit what your strategy is and copy link. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to attach this, log in with Twitter, authorize app. Come on, baby. Now let's see. Want it from retweets. Oh, no. I can't do that, so that's okay. Now we are going to gather. Did I put it in there? Yeah, I did. So let's see who won 3 months. 3 months free to the new BitLab Academy, which we are launching. I think it's going to be this weekend. And by the way, we've got an incredible guest that I'm interviewing tomorrow that's going out. It's going to be this. It's going to be the BitLab branding, but we're sending out first on the BitBoy Crypto Show, and then we're going to be releasing it a few days later on our own channel. Great interview. Let me know. Guess who the interview's with? It's not anybody on our team. It's somebody very prominent in the space, very smart guy. Now, this is 3 months free course and indicators. Jeanette, you're always in the house. Is this you, Jeanette, in chat? Let me know if this is your actual your Twitter. This is going to be awesome because you're always here. I'll be reaching out to you. You can also send me a message on my Twitter at Kelly Kellam, which everybody, if you have not yet, make sure that you are following me right here at Kelly Kellam. Boom, boom, boom. It's this right here at Kelly Kellam, Kelly, Kellam. And with that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell. Go and join BitLab Academy before we go live so you get to keep the lower price for the life of your account. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. I'm heading over to BitBoy Crypto to do some TA for the show today. So show those lab coats, show those positive comments for the BitLab crew in the community there. With that, have a wonderful day. Trade smart, trade with a plan. Planning and patience equals profits. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. BitLabAcademy.com. Hit that like button, sucker.